That's awesome, but it doesn't work for everybody. You can still make money, but you need to change your game. If you lose hope, it's better not to start a business anyway. I had 3 of my own websites gone, several thousands dollars gone. It's never over. It's never the same thing. You gotta try and try and try again. That's try new things and fail and try and success and try and fail and so on. You know, to spend some time or some money on that kind of detail because it pays off big time. There is nothing quality free anymore. I don't care. I do it. Don't think that SEO is gonna kick in overnight.
Welcome. Today we are excited to introduce Samy Thuillier, a top-rated SEO consultant and fractional CMO who helped major brands like Century 21 and Etsy reach the top of the SERPs. With his extensive experience in digital marketing and his role as a SEO online instructor, Samy brings a wealth of knowledge to our discussion. In this episode, we're going to dive deep into the latest Google updates, explore the future of affiliate and ad monetized sites, and uncover effective link building strategies and gain insights into e-commerce SEO that can help boost your online presence. Welcome, Samy.
Thanks for having me, Chris and Nick. That's really good to be with you.
All right, Samy, it's awesome to have you on. I think to start, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in SEO?
Yeah, so I'm actually not really, I haven't been in SEO of my life. I started my career as a financial consultant. So that's great because I have many clients in finance. And then actually I founded an e-commerce menswear brand that was called Cavalier Bleu, which was a French menswear brand. And back then I had no money, so I learned pretty much everything by myself, including SEO. I learned digital marketing, like the whole thing, Facebook ads, SEO, everything. And so that's how I started. And after a while, it lasted for like 4 years. After a while, I just shut down the company, and I kept my knowledge and my skills in digital marketing. And that's how I became a freelancer. That's been maybe like around 10 years now. And I started as a freelancer. I was also a director in a web agency. I was a CMO for multiple B2B companies, SaaS companies, B2C companies as well. I worked in France, I worked in Mauritius, I worked for US companies as well. And now for 2 or 3 years now, I've been more focused on SEO itself, because back then that was more one of my skills, one of the things that I was doing. And now I'm 100% focused on this. So yeah, here we are.
That's cool. Matt, I'd love to dive into the differences between agency lifestyle and freelance. It seems you have more freedom than...
the grass is always greener, Chris.
Yes, I'm sure, yeah. Okay, let's step away from e-com then briefly. Let's just, if we can, just dive into the recent Google updates. And obviously the affiliate space has been absolutely battered, as well as, ad monetized blogs. What's your views on where these spaces are going right now, the future of this sort of business model?
So you mean SEO in itself?
Yeah, SEO for the recent Google updates. Many affiliate sites have lost all of their traffic. Some sites have been de-indexed. Is this still a model that can work, affiliate sites, or do you think that with the recent Google updates, there's no sign of recovery or it even being like a sustainable model for the future?
I think that you can still make money with affiliate websites, but you need to change your game. You cannot stay with the same practices that you were having until a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. There's been so many changes. We don't know if there's going to be more changes. There's been changes in June, in March. Maybe there's going to be another update soon. We don't know. Recent updates plus the leak that was recently uncovered by Rand Fishkin and other people in the field. You need to change your game. I think that you have to keep the foundation as it is, being good at content, being good at backlinks, having the right structure of things, having really, the foundation of the house in place. Technical SEO that is okay, having the good keywords, having the right content, trying to optimize as much as you can. If you're not the best, then that's fine. But, just having the right foundation and then build on this, make some tests, try new things, try to see in the news what works, what doesn't work. Follow some people on social media that experimented, that tried new things and tried them by yourself. But you cannot expect to over optimize things, or to try to do parasite SEO, try to do some black hat techniques like that were working before. So I think that it still works, but you gotta adapt to new practices.
Yeah, it's perfect. We like to ask everyone that, because I think there's sort of two trains of thought. Some people think like Google is actively getting rid of the space. Like they don't want to have affiliate blogs, and it's moving that way. Now that people say like it's an overreaction. Every time there's a big update, people say this, SEO's dead, this space. Let's not overreact. It's I guess it's just difficult because there have been a lot of blogs who have done well since the update. But there's been a lot of sites who are doing things correct. We're just completely wiped out. And we don't really know what's going to happen. So I think that's where that's a little bit challenging.
Yeah, but I mean, if you lose hope growing your blog or your website through digital marketing like SEO, it's better not to start a business anyway. And what's the point if you cannot have hope in growing like this? It's always the same thing. And Google needs that. They need websites. They need to make money.
Yeah.
They need people to have ads on their website because it's something like 15 billion revenue. So they cannot lose that part of their revenue, even if there is AI or that kind of thing. I think that what mainly changed, and I said this in different posts on social media, and some people they're very focused on SEO, just on SEO and only on SEO. But man, it shows you that you gotta see things like the big picture. You gotta see SEO as one thing among others.
Right.
And it also forces you to work on social media, to work on partnerships, to work on email. And that's somehow a good thing, because if you're too focused on something, you lose sight of your emails and everything that can give you money. There are two ways to see this. It's either you're very negative and you see I know it's over. And no, you can be positive, and then it's just another page, just another day, and then move on to something else.
I think it's been a knee-jerk reaction as well from some of the people in the space, because obviously having a site tank is not something anybody wants to experience. But if we'd have been doing things correctly from the beginning with a diversified traffic sources, and if SEO did take a hit, but it wasn't a massive part of your overall pie, that SEO traffic is still out there to get. I mean, there's got to be 10 spots on page one, at least for now. However, we're going to see the AI overviews roll out. I mean, they've already been pulled back significantly. So yeah, I think you're right. And I think that I love that what you just said about having hope, because you've got to have that in all aspects of business and try and
life.
Exactly.
What you just said about having some website tank, and very honestly, I'm very open about this. I had 3 of my own websites that tanked completely. I took a penalty and I gone. Several thousands of dollars in my pocket gone in a second. What I think people understood was that I only had those websites, and because I tried to do some experiments about AI. So I did 3 full AI websites. I had the foundation of content done by AI, and then I was manually correcting things so that it doesn't look too AI, too automatic. And it worked for a while, and that was great. And then it tanked, and then you move on. And I had maybe back then a few months ago, I had maybe 20 other websites I was working on, clients and collaborations and that kind of thing, and they were fine. And some people, they focused on this and they told me you tanked, that's horrible, everything is gone for you. No, because you try things in SEO and in digital marketing. Some work for a while, some others don't. Some work and then tank, and then you move on. You try something else, and I'd say that's the full interest of doing this. It's never over. It's never the same thing. You got to try and try again. And I think that it forces you to be also an entrepreneur, and an entrepreneur in the sense, try new things and fail and try and success and try and fail and so on.
Yeah, I think for marketers, it's important to actually be in the trenches and trying these things, and that's when it makes sense to have, especially when you're going to try the AI strategies that Google's going to come after down the road. it's good to have these little side projects, the side sites that you can use those for the strategies and test them out. Because they're not things you want to test out on client sites. And then it's always going to be disappointing when you lose an income stream, even if it was just a bonus on the side.
Yeah, especially if you've had experienced having it. Are you doing any active recovery on those AI sites, or have you had the funeral for them and moved on?
I've tried, but I don't want to spend too much time on this because there's 24 hours in a day, and I prefer to focus on the good things that work, and it's better for me to move on to something else.
Well, may they rest in peace. Okay, so let's move on to to e-commerce SEO. Mm-hmm. So I think my first question is there an 80-20 to e-commerce SEO? I feel like some people completely ignore it and some people really, really focus on it as a main strategy. For the brands that really haven't spent much time and effort on it, what's the 80-20 for e-commerce SEO?
I think that I would divide this in two parts. The first one is you mentioned the word brand, okay? So you got to think like a brand. What is it to be a brand? It is being different and you show yourself as much as you can. So that means that if you're really a brand, like you have a USP, a unique selling point, a unique selling argument, unique selling things. You have a different identity. You have your own logo, colors, speech, everything that makes you the brand. And so that's really important, even in SEO, because today some people think that they can have like a very random website with random colors, with random logo and that kind of thing, and it doesn't work anymore. Before we were saying, okay, you can launch and then see what happens, okay? Because what's important is to just start. And I was the first to do that. But now you got to think a little bit more about what you're selling, because Google will see what's different from your competitors. That can be anything. That can be you have the same product but a different humor. You can have like a different product but you choose the same colors. I don't care, but just you have to have something different. That's the first part. Second part is more about, SEO 101. That would mean first for the 80 versus 20, start with having a good technical SEO website, basic technical SEO. So that means test your website, have like I don't know, if you're using a template, have like something that works with page speed, good mobile speed, something that is not, heavy to load. You don't have a ton of JavaScript, for example. You use something simple, but yet that works. Afterwards, it's having keyword research for an entire funnel. So that means you have your keywords, you have your structure for people that are ready to buy and for those that are not ready to buy. Okay, you map everything and then you put them into your collection pages, your home page, your product pages, and you know what you're going to put in what page. So every page has its own structure, but you know what you're going to put. Other element is good structure. So simple things, one keyword for the home page, a more precise keyword for the collection page, and an even more precise keyword for product page. So that could be something like homepage is sunglasses, collection is polarized sunglasses, and product is brown polarized sunglasses. Very simple. You go deeper and deeper. Mm-hmm. And then you have good internal links. You make sure that every single blog post, for example, in a collection cluster is made to the collection page. And you have internal links like 3 to 5 to other blogs and to other product pages. And you optimize two things. The first one is category pages. It's not maybe 100, but 90% of people I work with, of clients, they never optimize collection pages because they think that, people, they won't look for this. They won't look for, they want a specific product. No, they don't know what to buy. So they want to, what's Google gonna show you is actually collection pages, because you need to make a choice. 80% of the time people, they don't know what to buy, but they have an idea, but they need to make a choice. So if you want to end up on page 1, you need to optimize the category, the collection page. That's very important. Last thing is product page, and that's content, information about details, shipping, returns, condition, payment, very simple things. And I think that we have the 80%.
That's awesome. Really interesting. What would you say is the elements of the collection pages which people are not optimizing correctly?
Simple things, meta tags, description. And what I mean is...
Basics 101?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Alt tags for images, light and I say like not heavy images, filters, reassurance. That means, like shipping in 24 hours, easy returns, safe payment. That's it. Really? I mean it. Because some people, they just skip this because they focus on product pages and the homepage. Yeah, that's it.
What do you think about...
You did pretty much like even more than half of the job doing this.
What do you think about content on collection pages? Should you have content where you can focus on some keywords? You can also give, buyer advice or information on the products. Is that something most category or collection pages should have?
Buyer advice is good. That's what you would expect if you were a customer. Even if you place this, because you will do it, even if you place this after the list of products, that's what the robot will see, will read, and you want to give some buyer's advice. That's great. You can also give some use cases, some tips about how to use the product, like a pro tip, that kind of thing. And then insert some internal links. So that would be some compliments. For example, you are on a collection page of t-shirts. Then you would do an internal link to, like shorts. Because if you found what you want in t-shirts, maybe you want like the full outfit, that kind of thing. And that's already great. Really. Because 80% of the time I don't see any text, any content like this. So
you go like this because you think, I'm going to impress this client in about a week.
Yeah, but that's really quick wins.
Of course, yeah. You mentioned light images. Could you just explain what you meant by that, and then also just dive a bit deeper into image optimization then for collection pages, product pages? That'd be quite interesting to know.
To me, a good image in terms of weight is. And I know that some people, they're really, they don't think the same, but to me, it's personal things, personal opinion. It's under 200 kilobytes, kilooctet. You optimize it with tiny PNG. If you can use WebP, you use WebP. If you prefer to use a PNG for any reason or JPEG, fine. As long as it works for you and it works and it displays like correctly. You try as much as possible to have the right dimensions, so you don't have like a 2000 by 2000 pixels image if you show it in 200 by 200. Simple. So you try to have the right dimensions, and that's already good. Okay. Also optimize the file name, because if you have like something like DSC0001 for some sunglasses, you'll never be found on Google Images, and you want to be found on Google Images. And I think it's 2 or 3 things that you can start optimizing.
Can tiny PNG be used in Shopify then?
My images for all product pages that are already optimized with the right file name. Take them, put them in tiny PNG or something else. I have I think bulk optimizer on my Mac, and that reduces the weight, and you have 50 to 100 images that are optimized at the same time. Download them, and I can upload them one by one on Shopify. Yeah.
Okay. So you just have a workflow in place, exactly what you want to do with each and every image, dimensions, file name, image size, optimized, and then just upload and go. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's not easy if you have like thousands and thousands of products, but there are ways to do it. If you don't have time to do it, then you can hire someone to do it. There are great VAs for that, and I mean it, really. I've been working with those guys, and they're awesome. I think it's better to spend some time or some money on that kind of detail because it pays off big time. Okay,
so product images, how many images do you think there should be on a product page? Because you can have different keywords you focus on for each one, different descriptions. How many would you suggest? And then what else would you say is needed to optimize product pages?
I'm going to take the example of what I was using when I had my own e-commerce, and I've been sticking to that since then. It's 5+. So front, back, left side, right side, and product detail, like that can be fabric, that can be specific feature. If you have a great video, that's awesome. If you have details about how it, in different states, like for example, if you are selling lamps, you are showing it like on and off, If you don't have any idea of how many images to use, go to your competitors, see what they use. Go to AliExpress, Amazon, see how many they use. If it's a top selling product and they have just one image, then that's fine. If they have 10 images and it stops selling, there may be a reason. So yeah, but 5+, I would say at least 3 to 5+. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, awesome. Okay, let's move on to links. So you mentioned on-page SEO, optimizing your internal linking structure. Let's talk about off-page link building. What strategies are you seeing that are working now for e-com? What strategies are you using? What are you focusing on?
I'm very rational on this. I'm not, believing in some magical things that should happen because, we are all in SEO and we are all friends, that kind of bullshit. I don't buy it. It's business. So the first thing that I would say is, and I've said this before, there is nothing like natural free backlinks anymore. You don't get free things anymore in web. It's over. It's like 2024, people, they're like all about the money. So if you can get great partnerships with people, that's great, but don't rely on this. That's the first thing. So what works for me, what worked until now? Entity backlinks, foundation backlinks. That's the first thing that you start with if you have like a fresh website, fresh e-commerce. So that means profiles, directories, social media, everything that can be free and for which there is potential traffic to be made. So that's the first thing that you need to start with. Afterwards, 3 things, which are guest posts, niche edits, and I know that bothers people, but I don't care. Link exchanges. Guest posts, you buy them because once again, there is nothing quality free anymore. There are great platforms for this. There are multiple of them. I've been working with multiple platforms and they're great. You can buy awesome links if you know how to find them. You can find awesome links for like $10. It's a budget. And if you want to do SEO, you need a budget. It's not free. Second thing is niche edits. So that means that there is an existing article and you insert a link in this by contacting the author of the website. It costs something. But if you see that on SEMrush or Ahrefs, it works, there's traffic, there are people clicking, then it's worth it. It's totally worth it. And the last thing, that really works is link partnerships, exchanges. I know that once again, it's gray hat. Yeah, you shouldn't do this. I don't care. I do it. It works. People are so nice. And if you make it natural, it doesn't harm anybody. Everybody's happy. So yeah, these are the 3 things that I work with. As a bonus, you can also try parasite SEO. I've been doing it. Earlier in your podcast, I said that it was over, but you can still do it somehow if you use the right technique. It's not easy. It's not as easy as it was, but you can do it. But to have good parasite SEO, it's really harder than before. So that's why I would stick to the first 3. And the last thing is forums. And when I say forums, that Reddit, Quora, with a preference for Reddit because there is this partnership between Google and Reddit. So 2 options here. You create some posts about your products without sounding too salesy. You answer requests from people. So that's what I call forum sniping. What you can also do is buy some accounts with good karma on Reddit, post your own. I would say, what are the best headphones for 2024? Can you let me know? And then you have another paid account and you answer with your other paid account and say, yeah, that's mine. That's awesome. And you pay for upvotes and you make your answer number 1. But as you can see, it's not an easy technique. It's an advanced thing. It takes time. It's tricky because Reddit is better at finding this. So once again, that's like a pro tip. If you don't want to spend too much time on this, stick to the first 3. That's already great.
Yeah, the first 3 are like they're pretty fast and pretty easy techniques. The forum sniping is a little more advanced and time consuming. And I'd say you left off our favorite link building strategy, which is digital PR. Another one that is quite time consuming, but it's, I think, probably the only strategy that can land free links. But the flip side of that is it does take some time.
You want to know why? You want to know why I didn't mention it? It's because every time I've tried, and I'm very happy to collaborate with people that would make me lie, but I haven't found any partners in this niche that would work with me for a good budget, or at least a budget that my clients would afford. I must say I've done this maybe once. Digital PR is great. And I see so many good campaigns, creative, very nice angle, and then I love it. Really, it's sometimes I see that and I'm like, I can have ideas like this. I should have ideas like this. But digital PR is awesome, and it's definitely a technique to try if you have an e-commerce website or even a business online. And it's the only reason why I don't do it more often.
Yeah, it is hard and time consuming, but it's a great space to be in, especially if you have a PR friendly like e-com website. I also think it has a couple of other additional benefits as well. So once you've sort of done your competitive analysis on a category page that you want to rank, you see that you need, 5 or 6 links, you get your guest post, your niche edits, you've sort of matched what the top 1 or 2 spots has got. Once you've sort of done that and you've got budget to continue doing that and maintaining that, the only thing really left to do is build the overall authority of the domain. And that's going to come from high authority PR links. And we see that time and time again. And it also gives, especially if you get featured in some really, really massive publications, and especially if you get featured in some industry related tier 1 publications, it just gives that instant credibility to algorithmically. So when Google's going to search your site and see you've been featured on these massive sites, but also when the customer lands on your shop store and sees that you've been featured in Forbes, New York Times, it's going to, increase conversions and increase trust with the customer.
Sure. Yeah. Of course, I agree. It's always good to be featured on great publications. To be honest, I think that's really a case by case thing, because some clients, some people, they will see that it's really worth it. Some others, they will say like, off page is not for me, even if you advise them that it has to be a thing. So I think it's really great. I fully agree with you on the importance on digital PR. That needs to be in your strategy. Yeah.
You're also going to have pushback from clients with any sort of link building. The ones that, you've delved down the grey hat, black hat road here with us on this call, which has been lovely. But I'm sure you get pushback from clients that say, I don't want my hand, in any form of link building. So it's not just a site by site, but it's client by client preference as well, I think, isn't it?
Totally. And the thing is, sometimes they don't understand why it's not included in your SEO services because they think that backlinks is going to be something like I pay enough for this and to get my website optimized by you. So it's okay. It's just education. There are people they are in retail, or they are doing they have a local business, they have other fish to fry, and so they want to learn. And if you are good enough at explaining, most of the time they're happy to have additional budget for backlinks. If they don't, then it's just a matter of telling them that it will be slower to grow, and that's it. And
it's always easier when you work with clients who have invested in SEO in the past. Anytime they're starting on it fresh, it's a lot of educating to do.
It's always the case when you are directly in relationship with CEOs who don't have any marketing background, who are very sales oriented. When you are in a relationship with a marketing team in a big company, it's easier, because they know that it's kind of necessary. That's why I love to work with often SaaS companies, because they're aware that they need that. It's always harder when it's more classic businesses, but that's it. It's okay. It's just I won't force them on them. I prefer to talk about the existing techniques, like what we mentioned, and then if you want to use them, that's fine. I can help you. If you don't, then okay, maybe later.
100%. Okay, before we wrap this up, then I'd love to know if you've got any views on how e-com is going to be affected by the AI overviews, people moving over to different platforms, TikTok, Perplexity, these sorts of things, and what advice you would have to existing e-com stores that may be in a similar position of fear, and what you would advise them to take as precautionary steps to survive and thrive.
Wow, that's 5 questions in one question.
The 5 wrap-up questions.
Just a quick 5 questions to wrap up.
Yeah, that's good. What advice can I have for them about AI? First, don't be afraid of AI overviews. First, I think that I saw a number 1% or 0.5% of results showed with overviews. I know it can grow up, but first, don't be afraid of this. If it's coming, it's coming. It's like this. I mean, we cannot do anything about it. That's Google's business, and they want to make money for shareholders. That's it. So if they want to make money for shareholders, they need still to have some results, and they need to have some ads, and they need something more than just AI. Because you cannot rely on AI because you don't want to copy ChatGPT. There won't be any subscription on Google, so you need to make money from somewhere. So that's the first thing. Don't be afraid of AI overviews. I forgot the rest. Sorry.
Any strategies that you would suggest just to what could be coming in the foreseeable future to future-proof existing e-com businesses? Just some quick tidbits, things that you would recommend.
What I would say is have the long-term approach. If you're starting an e-commerce, you cannot expect to have a steady business before a year. You cannot expect to make shortcuts. That's true in life, that's true in SEO, that's true in marketing, that's true everywhere. And I think that AI and Google and SEO and marketers made people think that they could make money like overnight. This won't happen, and that will never happen. So you should always have this long-term approach, and that's always foolproof, and that's algorithm proof, and that's Google proof, whatever. So that means that you need to have this approach of having the short-term and long-term approach at the same time. Okay. So what I do when I do e-com optimizations for clients, now you need to have to think about all the channels at the same time. So if you want to succeed in SEO, you need to have a global idea of marketing. So that means that if you want to have a strategy for your e-com business in SEO and as a whole for your e-com, think of your social media, because everything will be on social media. People, they look for things on social media, and then my wife is like this and many people are like this. They will go to Google to have more information, more details, because somehow people have that conscious that social media is impulse, and search is details and, getting to the real deal, the real thing. So think about this as a whole. Don't be worried of people buying on TikTok or that kind of thing. Yeah, that can happen. People that will buy on TikTok. And if you don't have a TikTok or you're not posting on TikTok that much, that's fine. Just do your best. If you don't have the money, then spend it on something else. Focus on something else, but that's okay. Just try to be present as much as you can, to post on social media as much as you can, okay? But that's something where you should be, but be very rational. If you can be focused, very focused, like with time and money, just treat it as one thing among others. Now, if you want to be very rational on e-com, and I'm talking about this with experience. Two things. The first thing is do some ads for short term. See what works. Products, creatives, arguments, unique selling points. See what works first with ads. You cannot invent things. You need to see. You need to spend some money to see what works. And at the same time, do the long-term approach, do SEO, because the curves will cross. You will get long-term gains with SEO, and then you can reduce the spending on ads. Once you get money from SEO, reduce the spend on ads, but you need to know what works first. If 80% of your money is made on one product, you cannot know it before starting, and that's what you will optimize, because you will optimize for this keyword, you will buy some backlinks, you will optimize your content, you will talk about it, you will do some PR, we talked about it before. That's what you need to know. You need to be very rational. You need to spend your money wisely. So do some ads, spend a couple of hundreds of dollars or a few thousands if you can, and then work on this. And afterwards, when you have a good idea, then you can optimize everything on SEO. Don't think that SEO is going to kick in overnight. Start with the foundation that we talked about before, like good technical SEO, keywords and structure and that kind of thing. And then once you know, then you optimize. Start with, BB plus quality. And then once you know what works, try to upgrade to AA plus, because you know what's important. And don't try to optimize everything at the same time. I have a client, he has like 30,000 products. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah. And what we did is, like, the first thing that I did is, I asked him, what is your top 100 products? And he didn't really know, because what he was looking at was the global revenue. And so what we did, and what we are actually currently doing, is optimizing the top 100 product pages and the corresponding collection pages. And at the same time, he put more money on those products on Google Ads. So it's a very simple strategy. But you have, with ads, you have short-term gains, and then SEO is long-term gains.
I think that's a great strategy. Both of those for newer sites, testing what kind of products convert with ads, and then pushing your marketing budget to optimizing those pages, focusing on the SEO for those pages, those products. And then for the bigger, more established stores, like making sure you understand what sells, and then focusing on optimizing and increasing sales for those products. I think that's great.
Totally. And I mean, I fully understand what you said before. You said, people are so confused. There are so many things to do. TikTok, Instagram, like everybody has something to sell because TikTok is awesome. So there will be TikTok agencies telling you, TikTok is a new thing. You should be there. You should do ads and stuff. Okay, I'm great at TikTok ads for some reason. I've had great results, like really like cost per action of $2 for a product that costs $200. That's awesome, but it doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
And it's maybe not your thing. So start with something that really matches your audience. And I know that most of my clients, their audience is not on TikTok because they're people in their 40s or 50s that don't have time. They sometimes don't have they have a very basic smartphone. They don't have TikToks installed. And maybe it's just on Google Ads because they type some keywords, they want to see some ads, click on ads and purchase with ads, and that's it.
Yeah, know where your audience hangs out. If TikTok is the new sexy thing, but if your audience isn't there, maybe it's not the best place for you.
I forgot to start with this, but study your audience. Learn, talk to your client, read your Google Analytics report, try to see who buys what, for what reason, who is your client. If I used to work for a company that was selling garages and carports all over the US. The owner and the founder was an incredible guy. He was wise enough to tell me, I know that my client is not sexy. He's a 55-year-old guy from Kansas, and he will spend $25,000 on his garage because he has a truck, a big car, and he just wants this to be close to his house, and that's it. That's one of the first things that he told me, and I think that's the best thing that he could tell me to help me with his marketing. So know where your audience is, because that's how you will convert the best.
That's awesome. Well, Samy, thank you so much for such a great conversation. Loads to take away and digest there. If anyone listening wants to reach out or find you, where do you hang out?
LinkedIn, most of the time. Just feel free to reach out and I'll be happy to talk.
All right, Samy, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure. I hope I haven't talked too much. But it was really amazing. Thank you so much.
It's been great. Thanks, Samy.